All right, a quick and dirty on how to do smart block-off plates and spark plugs for a Trident 660. This is a 2022 model. You're going to notice on the spark plug here, these are a threaded iridium plug. Okay, these are off of a 22 765 RS and the Speed 1200s. These guys here are threaded. And if you look at this coil, what ends up happening is when you set this into your base here on the at the location, which ABS module has to be moved and tweaked and everything else, these in fact must first be torqued down. On this size 5/8 and this head, it should be somewhere around 12 pounds of torque. They were not from factory, they're actually too loose. But when you go to install the coil pack, you don't just plop it down there. You actually have to thread this in, because this is a threaded top of a spark plug. And so when you go to do this, make sure that you set this in, which these are very, very close to the frame rail on either outside cylinder. And so you have to use this little articulation on the coil. You can see me bending it, but a little articulation on the coil to get that wedged out of the way. When you go to remove plugs, you're actually going to be spinning this counterclockwise to remove the coil from the plug. Otherwise, you're going to really fight it on the way up. Not only is it a difficult angle underneath the frame rail, but it's also threaded on. So that's about it for those. Here is what it looks like when you don't use dielectric grease from the factory and it's been sitting and holy balls. This engine we can see has pretty damn good fueling. I would say it's a little bit on the lean side, and surprisingly I think it's a little overtimed, but not horrible. We're going to talk to the tuner, show her what's up. She knows her stuff. They do a fantastic job. This bike has crazy good torque. But yeah, so this smart fitting here, these covers here, this side one will go onto the ABS plate. So there's a plate that goes on the bottom of this that attaches to this bolt. They go across, there's two bolts there. This one would have the original piece right here, and there's a plate that goes to that one, which that plate's gone. I forget where the hell I put it. Yeah, so we're taking off this guy, and those had an adapter plate that attached to there, the solenoid. There you go. That plate goes on this side. We end up throwing that away. And once we tighten these, there's a 5mm Allen heads and 5mm Allen heads. Those are going to be sealed. If you don't seal these properly, you will have a problem at the top of the engine now leaking, so be very careful on that. And we're getting back to doing the spark plugs, but figured that was a PSA to make sure you guys are threading these in properly. Okay, so this is threaded. You're going to take a set of pliers to take off this cap if you're using the better plug. So this cap comes off. You get the better race plug in your Trident. And then, like I said, you thread the coil body onto the top and make sure you use dielectric grease. You'll be good to go. All right, catch you guys in the next one.